Good afternoon, everyone. It is 3 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get started. I just hit record, so I don't think anyone's on live with me. If anyone pops on, that's great, but otherwise, you're probably doing this with me via YouTube. If you don't know me already, my name is Aron. I am the program coordinator for Project SOAR. This is our fitness class. We do them live via Zoom, and then I record them so that we can do them later at your own leisure. This is an adapted full body workout. This is great for anyone trying to improve their functionality. We work on strength, balance, flexibility, and even a little bit of cardio. And for those of you that are signed up for some of our upcoming trips like skiing and climbing, I've been intentionally including things that are going to help us get ready for those activities. In fact, before we get started on the workout proper, I wanted to show you all something that you can make at home to kind of help with some of the strength that you're going to need if you are climbing. So of course, the very best thing you can do to get better at climbing is to climb. And we do have some climbing sessions coming up that are on our schedule at accessofwilmington.org. So you can log on there and then come to the Project SOAR program area and see what we have coming up. Also, if you can't make those, I'm going to show you something you can do to get your forearms and your grip better. So you can see this is very expensive equipment. So really just using things that we have around the house. We don't have to spend a lot of money. I found some old twine that we've been using in the garden to tie up our tomatoes. And then I grabbed a couple of water bottles. You could use just about anything that allows you to kind of do this movement. So a water bottle, a big can, an old wine bottle, anything like that. And then having something that can wind up or get pulled up from the bottom. So again, a can, a water bottle, something just with a little bit of weight to it. And essentially what you do is you wind up the weight that you've tied to the bottom, and then you unwind, going in the opposite direction. And then you can even turn this and go the other way and wind it this way. So just a little bit of a different movement. And I'm already, just so you know, I'm already feeling this. I can feel this in my forearms. And then unwind. So you can make the string kind of as long as you need to. And then you just repeat this as many times as you need to feel that burn. This is something you can do while you're watching TV. You can do it sitting down. I'm doing it standing just because it's easier for you to see me. But you can do it sitting on a chair, sitting on the couch, just as long as your string is short enough that you're still able to feel that weight when you're winding it up. But I just want to share that with everyone because we don't have to spend a ton of money to do things to get fit for the activities that we want to engage in. This really just cost me nothing. I had the water bottles and the twine sitting around. So feel free to hook up something like this, do this winding exercise to increase your hand and forearm strength. Just one more thing you can do to get ready for our climbing activities. And with that done, let's go ahead and get started with our workout today. So I hope you've had a chance to maybe go out and enjoy this beautiful day and do something to warm up your body. If you haven't had a chance to, that's okay. We'll do a quick little 2-minute warm up together. But I always encourage you, one of the things that makes us better at all these activities is to increase our cardiovascular endurance. So doing a little warm up, walking, running, rowing, biking, whatever allows you to get your heart rate up a little bit, and to use your, get your respiration rate up so that you can get the blood flowing. That's always great to add into whatever workout routine you're doing. But that being said, if you haven't had a chance to, that's okay. We'll do 2 minutes. I just get bored if I do the same thing too long, so I like to break it up into 30-second segments. So I usually do jogging for 30 seconds, jumping jacks, high knees, and squats, but you can mix that up any way you want, or you can just do the same thing for 2 minutes. Just, again, whatever gets your heart rate up. So I hope you're ready. Let's go ahead and begin. And like I said, I'm just going to start with that jogging in place. You can take this up a notch, you go a little faster, get those knees higher, or you can take it down. You could walk, march in place, go side to side. Again, whatever you need to do. And also, if you want to play music, I usually like music when I work out. I just didn't want to mess up you being able to hear me. But if you want to play music on your end, go ahead. That was 30 seconds. Let's do some jumping jacks. If you're following along, again, you can stay high impact, hop like I am, or you can keep it lower and do a modification. And the same thing, you can modify what you're doing with your arms. I've been rehabbing this shoulder the last few months, so sometimes going overhead doesn't feel great. So if you wanted to do more like a seal jumping jack, that's a great alternative. All right, that was 30 seconds. Let's do those high knees. And again, you can mix this up. I think yesterday or Tuesday, I did some kicks. So if you want to do some kicks or something else, feel free to. I'll go back to those high knees. My heart rate's already coming up. And then last, some air squats. So just keeping the chest lifted, keeping your knees in alignment. Just a few more seconds. And that's it. That was 2 minutes. If you feel like you need more, take a moment and do what you need to get warmed up, and then you can come back in. All right. Let's also keep moving and still keep warming up, but with more of dynamic stretching. So let's go back to that idea of squats. This time we're going to slow it down and we're going to do some different angles. I like to start with my feet close together, maybe even touching, and we'll just do 5 at this width, and then we'll change it up. So this is our chance to kind of see how everything's feeling at the beginning of our workout. Our knees, our ankles, our hips. Just seeing where we might need to make some modifications. I can't remember if that's 4 or 5. I'll do one more. One more. There we go. And then let's take the feet out to about hips distance. And let's do 5 more. Again, this is our opportunity to kind of pay attention to how we're feeling so that we can make the best decisions about how we're going to move during the workout. That was 5. And let's make these last 5 wide. Even let the toes open wider than the heels, keeping the body nice and tall, chest lifted. Let's do 5 more. My knees definitely like this angle better than the other 2. All right, let's move on. We're going to do some hip opening stretches. I like to use a chair for balance if you have a table, or you can even use the wall. And if you don't feel like you need something, that's fine. But I like to have my hand here. I'm not going to put my weight like on it and dump all of that. It's just there to kind of steady me. So my hand's just barely touching the chair. And let's lift that right knee up, the outside knee. And then circle it out and then down and then come back up. So we're going to do that 5 times. And we're going to keep that idea of moving in a circle through that hip. But we're going to take it the other direction. So down, out, over, and back. One more. And let's stay on this side. Extend that same leg out in front. flex the toes towards the knee, and then kick back, squeezing the seat. I'm gonna move forward because I'm kicking the wall. And let's do that 5 times. And then bring the leg forward and we'll go side to side, across the body and then out to the side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm gonna do that whole warm up on the other hip. So we'll start with those circles, up, out, and down and around. 3, 4, 5, and then let's switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Same leg. Let's kick out and back, swinging right through that hip joint. Again, kind of noticing that range of motion. I think that's 5. Let's bring that leg in front and go side to side. Great job. All right. Let's move on to stretching and moving the upper body a little bit. We'll do some shoulder circles. So bringing the shoulders up towards the ears, drawing the shoulder blades together and sliding them down. You can do that with your arms right at your sides, or you can bring your hands to your shoulders and make circles with your elbows, or you could extend your arms out and make circles with your fingertips. You could even do all 3 like I did, or you can pick one if it's your favorite. Let's switch directions. Again, doing any one of those or maybe a mixture of them. It's okay if you have some snap, crackle, pop. I know I do, as long as it's not painful. And then let's do some movement through our neck and shoulders, just checking in there. So I'm going to let that ear just naturally fall towards the shoulder. And then turn my chin down towards the chest and then rotate chin to chest. And then come up the other side, ear to shoulder. And then go side to side. And you can do this really at your own pace. So I suggest kind of taking this slow, noticing if there's any area where you feel a nice opening. Like when I come right here, I really feel the stretch right through there. So if I want to spend some extra time there, maybe turn my head a little bit and explore that, and then keep going when I'm ready. Feel free to take that time. If there's a little place where you feel like you need a little extra opening, feel free to take your time there. And then when you're finished, we'll come right back through the middle. If there's any other stretching or movement or warm up that you feel like you need to do, again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can pause and do what you need to do. I'm going to move on and get us started with our workout. So if you've been following along the last couple of weeks, we've been doing high intensity interval training, otherwise known as HIIT. We are doing that again today. We're going to stick with those 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest / transition, 8 exercises. That's what we did on Tuesday. We're doing the same thing, but different exercises. We'll do 3 rounds of that, and in between the rounds, we'll take about a minute break. So get your mat. If there's anything else you want to have, we can do all of this with body weight only, but if you want to add hand weights or have any of the exercise bands, feel free to have them nearby and have your water or anything else that you need. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and get started. I am going to start us with squats that are combo with a leg lift. So we're going to come down in a squat, come up, and then lift to one side, and then down, up, and then go to the other side. That's going to be our first exercise. So get to where you need to be. I'm going to start the timer, and I'll talk us through as we go. So I'm going to be doing this with you. And we're going to start in 10 seconds. So I'm getting ready for those squats. 3, 2, 1, Begin. Squat and lift. Squat, lift, other side. You pick your pace, so you don't have to follow me. Do as many as you can safely do with good form in this 50 seconds of work. And I know I'm not using the chair right now. We're halfway through. But if you wanted to have a chair in front of you, you could still use something for a little bit of balance. You could also move your hands if you want to do your hands on your hips. Or if you did want to use weight, you could hold on to a weight. We've got 10 seconds left for this. Let me get one more. There we go. Rest, or actually transition. So the next thing we're going to do is skater hops or curtsy lunge. And I'll show you the curtsy lunge first. So curtsy lunge, we step one foot behind the other, and we come down, and then we step back, and we're going to alternate sides. If you want to add a little more energy to that, you can do more of a skater hop and add a little hop in there and reach down towards the ground. You can even touch the ground if you're feeling really energetic today. These obviously are very reminiscent of what we do when we're skiing. So we're using those hips. And I'm definitely getting winded doing this. So this is definitely some cardio here too, especially if you add those hops. And, oh, I thought we were on a pause. Nope, 3 seconds left. Whew, great. Next, we're going to do a variation of a burpee. So we're not going to hop, but we're going to come into a squat. So squatting down, hands on the floor, either stepping or jumping back. You can either come right back up, or if you want to do a little push up here, you can. Come back, and then into a squat. And again, you can make that a little lower impact, or you can make it a little more dynamic. Halfway there. And you might choose to do it one way this round, and then change it up the next round. So listening to your body. 10 seconds. 10 seconds left. All right. Next couple exercises are on the mat. I'm going to take a hand weight with me for these. Actually, I'm going to take 2. So we are going to do triceps. So you can do this without a weight. Arms are on top, fingers interlaced, bending your elbows, bringing your hands almost down to your forehead and up. If you're using weights, it looks like this. You could even do it like this. And if you're really feeling like you want to put some more energy in this and maybe get your glutes burned at the same time, press through your heels, lift your hips. You can hold a bridge while you do this. All just options. 10 seconds left. Do what works for you. And again, you can change it up each round. And let's take a little rest. We're going to stay right here. If you have hand weights and want to use them, put one in each hand. And we're going to do chest press. So elbows are out, right in line with the chest. Fists are right above the ankle, or sorry, right above the elbows, and then press up and then come back down. I'm using weights here, but you don't have to. There's no weight in your hand. Just really imagine you're pushing and lowering something heavy. And once again, you're always welcome to add a little extra by pressing through the heels and lifting the hips up into a bridge. So really adapting this workout to where you are
10 seconds.
Today. 10 seconds left. All right, we're going to stay here on the ground. I'm going to put these weights aside. We're going to come into commandos. So we start out in a plank, we lower down onto a forearm, down onto the other forearm, and then back up, and then back up, and then I'm gonna switch sides. So I'm not getting all that work on one side. I'm doing this in a full plank. You could do the same thing in a knee plank. And if that movement up and down doesn't seem to work for you, feel free to hold a plank, either a forearm plank or a fully extended plank, whatever works for you. I promise you're going to get a lot of work done here. These are tough. Woo. I think I planned a pretty tough one today. We're going to stay in this position and do mountain climbers. So I'm going to show you this mountain climber just like this. Bring one knee in and then the other. Back nice and straight. Try to keep the hips in line with the shoulders and the knees. You could alternate here and come from a tabletop and bring one leg back and one leg down. So if you wanted to do that alternative, you can. You could also do this mountain climber from your forearms if being in an extended arm plank isn't where you need to be today.
10 seconds.
10 seconds left, my friends. All right, we're going to transition into our final exercise of this series. Legs up. And we're going to reach for those toes. It's okay if you don't touch them. The important part is pulling in on those low abdominal muscles, pulling the belly button back to spine as you reach up. So as long as we're feeling that engagement, then we are doing what we need to do. If you need to bend your knees a little, that's okay. Bend your knees.
Halfway there.
We're halfway there.
Ten seconds.
Almost done. Whew. We get a minute to rest. Make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. We're going to start in about 20 seconds. Once again with those squats and leg lifts. This time, feeling a little froggy. We're going to go ahead and use a weight. Let's go. If you need more of a rest, remember you're in control of that pause button. You can always get a longer rest if you need it. When you're lifting that leg out to the side, see if you can really squeeze the outside of the glute to lift your legs.
Halfway there.
Halfway through this exercise. This one's getting me winded. This is definitely one that's going to get you on some cardio today.
10 seconds.
All right, we're going to transition to either those curtsy lunges or those skater hops, however you want to do this next exercise. Let's go.
Halfway there.
Halfway.
Seconds.
Almost done. Whew. We're gonna move on to those squat burpees. Remember, you've got options here. Let's go. Whew. These are kicking my tushy.
10 seconds.
Almost done. Let's take it down to the mat. We're gonna work those triceps. Remember, you can do this with an elevated bridge, or you can keep your seat on the floor. You could even do this with two if you wanted. See if you can keep those elbows right over your shoulders. So we're just pivoting through that elbow. Try to control the upper arm and keep it steady.
10 seconds.
Rest for a moment. If you're in that bridge, give yourself a little break. That's tough to hold. We're going to move on to those chest presses. Remember, you can stay here with your hips on the floor, or you can lift. You can change your mind too.
Halfway there.
We have 3 more exercises this round. They're all here on the mat. After these chest presses, we're going to move to those commandos. All right, let's rest and transition, really.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Halfway there.
I'm not talking a lot here because these are really getting me.
Ten seconds.
Whew. We're doing mountain climbers next.
Let's go.
Let's do this. 50 seconds, mountain climbers. Remember, you have options. If you ever have questions about how you can adapt this, and it's not one of the options I've given you, please reach out to me. Send me a text, give me a call or an email. You can even leave a comment on the YouTube channel. I do check those occasionally.
Ten seconds.
Ooh, almost done with these. Ooh. Let's flip onto our backs and get ready for this last exercise of this round, those ab leg reaches. Let's go. See if you can keep those legs steady. The movement is coming from that core engagement. And we're lifting the upper body towards the feet.
Seconds.
Almost done. Let's rest. We've only got one round left. I think I fibbed you. I said our rests were 60 seconds. I think they're 30. But that's okay. Again, you've got that pause button, so if you need longer, take it. We're gonna get ready for those squats with the leg lift. Let's go. Time to work again. Last round. Let's make this our best round, meaning we're going to be really intentional with how we move. Making sure we have good form here. We're engaging those muscles as we're moving. And we're breathing.
Seconds.
All right. We're going to transition either into those skater hops. Remember, you have the option of doing the curtsy lunge. Remember, the curtsy lunge looks like this. We're still really getting into those hips and legs. But if you want to add a little more to it, you can add that little hop. And you can add that reach down towards the ground. We're halfway.
Seconds.
Almost done with these. Whew. Time to transition to the squat burpees, and I'm not ashamed to tell you, I'm glad that these are our last ones today.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
Almost done. Let's take it down for our triceps. Let's go.
Halfway there.
Halfway done with these. Remember, if you are in the bridge, you can come out of it and do these with your seat on the ground or the way around. If you feel like this is the last round and you have more energy left than you expected, you can go ahead and add that in. Let's take a little break before we move on to those chest presses with or without that bridge. Here it comes. Let's do it. Last set of these for the day. Remember, even if you're not using weights, you can still make this really powerful. Imagine you're just moving the heaviest weights that you could carry in your hands, pushing them all the way up, and then slowly bring them back down.
Halfway there.
And if you have your seat lifted in that bridge, really press down through those heels and squeeze through the glutes and the thighs.
10 seconds.
All right, time for our favorites, those commandos. Let's do this. 50 seconds.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Almost done with these. We're going to be moving on in just a couple seconds to those mountain climbers. Let's do this. Keep those shoulders right over your wrists. If your arms are extended all the way out, keeping the back and the hips nice and flat. Keeping that control is part of how we're building that core strength. So this is our upper body, but also our core. There's a full body component just to this exercise.
Seconds.
We're almost done. Let's flip it on our back for our very last exercise of the day, and then we get to start our cool down. Let's reach for those toes.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Almost done. 2, 1. Well done. Go ahead and give yourself a little time to cool down. If you need some water, get some water. I'm going to give myself a little low back massage here. I don't know about you, but that one felt really tough to me today. All right. We'll start our cool down in just a little bit. You worked really hard today, so don't forget to cool down and stretch. Our body really needs this to help with recovery so that we can get back to work on another workout tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you need more time to cool down, feel free to take it. Again, if you're doing this on YouTube, you can press pause whenever you need to. I'm going to keep moving on. I'm going to do those quad stretches. Remember, you can do them lying down. So if you want to do this lying down, go ahead. I'm going to stand up because you can see me better. And bring that foot behind you. See if you can keep the front of the body open. So avoid collapsing forward to try to get a hold of that foot. See if you can bring it up behind you. So we're opening the chest and the abdominal region as well as stretching the front of that quadricep. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch sides. And let's come out of this. I'm going to come down to the mat for the rest of these stretches. And let's start in a lunge. I'm going to bring my right foot forward, right under my right knee. My left knee is down. If you don't like having your knee on the floor, you could also do this lunge with your knee lifted and come into a lunge like this. So this is also a way that you could do this set of exercises or this set of stretches if you prefer. I'm going to come down here because I feel a little more balanced with that knee down. And then once you're where you want to be, we're really going to try to feel a stretch in front of this hip, right there in that hip flexor. So I'm actually going to tilt my body towards the side that has the bent knee. And you can keep your hand on your hip for balance, or if you want, you could reach it overhead. Let's breathe here. Let's come back up nice and tall. And we're going to stay in this lunge and do a twist. And again, if you are in that high lunge, it looks very similar. Just the knee is lifted. Let's return back to center, and we are going to do a half monkey pose. We're going to stay here, but stretch that front leg out and lift the toes, and we can fold over. And again, if you're in that high lunge, both legs will come straight and we'll fold over the front leg. You don't have to lift the toes, but you can if you want. It actually makes that feel a little more intense. But I'm going to stay here. And then let's come back into the lunge and then switch sides. So we're gonna do everything we just did, but on the other side. First, find a stable position in your lunge, whichever variation you choose. And then once you're nice and stable, start to lean towards the side with the bent front knee. Let's come back up and turn and twist towards that knee. In your twist, you want your spine to be nice and long. So we're not rounding here. We're trying to keep our shoulders right over our hips. And don't forget to breathe. Let's come back to the center and come into that half monkey or that standing split, whichever you prefer. And let's come back into our lunge. And then let's go ahead and take a seat on the mat. Bring our legs out in front. I'm going to leave the left leg extended and bend the right knee out to the side, bringing the foot along the inside of the left thigh. My left leg is fairly straight. Go ahead and keep a little bend in the knee and try to rotate through that hip so the toes and the knee are facing straight up. So resist that urge to let it kind of flop open. Use that strength in your leg to bring it back to center. And then we're going to do a forward fold over that straight leg. So nice tall spine, pull the navel in, and then let's fold. Your hands can come to the leg. They can come to the floor. If you touch your foot, that's fine. You could use that to sort of make a connection there. And also, if you like that connection, but you're not able to reach your foot, you can use a belt. It doesn't have to be fancy. Again, you can grab some old belt off a robe or something like that and use that to make that connection. Really getting good stretch on the back of this leg and deepening that fold. Don't forget to breathe. Let's take another breath here. And then on our next inhale, we'll come back up. And we're going to keep the legs like they are, but turn the body towards that bent right knee. Let's take the left hand and put it on the right knee. So we're in a little bit of a twist here. And let's reach the right arm up and then do a side bend, like we're going to try to touch those left toes. Now, I'm not anywhere near mine. If you can touch them, that's great. But that's not necessarily the point. We want to see if we can feel a stretch. And if you're like me and you do a lot of sitting at work, then your back and hips can be kind of tight. So I can definitely feel some sensation here. Remember, you don't have to go to 100%. It does not need to be painful. In fact, it's better for your body to maybe back it off to like 75 to 80%, to where you're just feeling the sensation without it being painful. So your body can actually ease into this and allow this stretch to happen. Because if you're feeling pain, your body has a tendency to fight against it, and then you actually end up not being able to stretch as far. So once you feel that resistance, just breathe into it and allow your body to sort of let go of that tension. With practice, I promise that will start to help you with your flexibility. Let's come out of this and switch sides. So the left leg will extend, the right leg extends, the left knee bends. Whichever you just did, reverse it. Let's sit up tall and fold over that front leg. Or that extended leg. Let's do one more breath here. And then let's bring it up. Turn to the knee. Opposite hand goes to the knee. The other hand reaches up and over. So we're doing a side bend over that extended leg. When you're ready, let's inhale back up. Release, come back to center. We can come into an easy seated posture and we'll close out our workout today. Big breath in and let it go. Maybe one more of those. That felt so good. Inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for joining me and logging on. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please reach out to me either on the comment section on the YouTube video or by reaching out to me through my phone number, which is in the comments. Thank you so much. I hope this is helping you meet your goals, and I will see you soon. Thank you.